All right, so guys, today's going to be a similar concept to last week's long form video. I'm going to be doing another reaction to a podcast, this time to part two of George and Andrew's podcast. I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to let me know down below in the comments to see if you want me to do an actual video where I react step by step through the podcast, or if you want me to let the podcast play out and then do a reaction at the end. Trying to see what works. I'm trying to see what you guys want to see. And yeah, if you guys can do me that favor, that'd be awesome. By the way, today's video is going to be purely reactional. I'm not going to give any commentary whatsoever. This is just going to be me highlighting the best moments of that podcast. All right? Appreciate it, guys. Let's do it.
Protests anymore. There's protests in France. They're all getting locked up. It's all a mirage. It's all garbage. What is now unifying the West? Because we don't even have God anymore. And this is one of the things that's interesting when you talk about Christian versus Islam.
Ironic how everything started coming about when we did take God out of it.
Completely. But now we have Christian nations. And they don't feel Christian to me. They don't look Christian. I mean, I could walk around with a "Fuck Jesus" t-shirt in a Christian nation. I wouldn't do the same thing with in an Islamic nation with the Islamic prophet.
You know, I respect.
I wouldn't do it with an Islamic prophet in a Christian nation. You're still toast.
Yeah.
So
they won't put up with it.
They won't put up with it. So that's the thing that's so interesting when you start to analyze people who are atheistic and go, "God's stupid. You don't need God." They're not even smart enough to look at the big picture and realize without God, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You have nothing but anarchy and chaos. And I tell you, when 10 armed men turn up at your house and start raping your wife and putting a gun to your head, you'll wish God was there. You'll be praying then, Mr. Atheist, Mr. fucking tough guy. Then you'll start talking about God. And it could have been prevented in the first place if society was preserved, if there weren't dickhead atheists like you talking godlessly. That's what these clowns don't even understand. Without God, there's nothing. It's all a joke.
It's perfect that you say that because every man knows God when he's at his lowest place.
Oh, they were praying on that submarine. Woo! They got the candles out. They had the little picture of Jesus. It's like, who's got a picture of Jesus?
Well,
Anyone got a picture of Jesus? Ah, shit.
Oh my God, that was so. You catch me with the left, bro. You catch me sometimes.
They were praying, sir.
Yeah, I forgot. Here it is. That was great. I think this is the thing that people don't understand. And mind you, this is just me for reflecting. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. I want you to tell me if I'm wrong. I believe every man, woman, baby, child, anybody, we're all designed to worship.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep.
Now, you could say, I don't believe in God. Buddy, that's your faith.
Yep.
You don't believe in God. That's your faith.
Yep.
So you worship it. You don't worship a God, but you worship yourself.
Yep.
And I think that's why they feel the weight of the world on them, because God's like, all right, you don't want me to have it in my hands? Have it in yours.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and it comes crumbling down. And then you start realizing that even your family could get evil. Yeah. And then you could get evil. And your loved one could get evil. But then when you have boundaries and restrictions and rules, and here's the best part. I think wisdom truly starts and finishes with the fear of God.
Absolutely.
Same way if you have the fear of your father. You respect your father, right?
Absolutely.
You fear of disappointing your father.
Absolutely. No, and it's so important what you've just said because it's so profound and people at home need to understand it. All humans are meant to worship, and this is true. The godless, atheistic, left-wing psychos worship the pride flag and abortion. Watch them. Look at them. They worship it. They go, they turn up, they scream its name, they try and promote it, they worship it. Or you have famous men who will worship fame. Or worship their girlfriend, worship their wife. If you believe in God, you're not going to worship your wife. You're going to respect your wife. You're going to do your very best to do good by her. But you worship God. You're not going to allow a woman to trounce all over you. You're like, no, sorry, we live godless. We live within certain boundaries within this house, and we're a religious household, and you're not going to do that. Otherwise, we're not going to be together anymore. This is how it works. We're a religious household.
Yep.
But everybody worships something.
Yeah.
By talking about being an atheist, you think you're just showing the world how smart you are and that nothing's above you, but it's absolutely not the opposite. Now you're showing that dumb shit's above you. You're worshiping fame, you're worshiping clicks, likes, money, some other person, some human. It's garbage.
It's crazy to me that, I talk about OnlyFans girls, and no disrespect to them. And the reason why I have no disrespect to them is because I believe that I was blessed with a home that teaches me about making decisions for my future.
Yeah.
And I can't point my finger at a female or a man who's making decisions that they didn't have loved ones to tell them, like, hey, don't just plan for right now. We got to plan for your future.
Yep.
everything starts in the home.
Yep.
And if you notice, 90 or so crazy percent of people that are in prison, they don't have a father.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of situations that stem from not having a good example in your life.
Agreed.
So let's circle back to the home, right? We can't control the government. We can't control the matrix. We can't control the schools.
Yep.
But we can control what goes inside and outside of this home.
Yep.
And that's a very powerful, powerful, powerful thing that people are not circling around.
But only if the man is the man of the house.
Yes.
Only if he is not feminized. Only if the matrix has not empowered the woman to the point where she thinks she's too good to listen to the man.
What is the foundation of a strong house?
Well, it's got to be the man. Okay. And but it's the family unit. Men and women are different, and they're supposed to work together and do different roles to come together and combine and become the most powerful force. If you destroy the roles, if they no longer combine, if they no longer fit together, everything's broken, which is what's happened in the West now.
I actually find it fascinating.
And that's why I'm called a misogynist, by the way. I'm called a misogynist for saying there should be a man of the house.
Because they're mistaking leadership with higher value.
They're mistaking leadership with detriment, and they're mistaking leadership with oppression. And it's such a psyop that they're doing, because they're coming along and saying to women, any man who says he's responsible for you and tries to guide you is oppressing you. And that's absolutely not the case. In fact, if you look at history, most of the time it was the father who guided the daughter until the daughter got married and then her husband guided her.
Yep.
That's how it's always been. There's nothing wrong with that. And women come along and say, we don't need no men's guidance. We'll make our own decisions. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's look at the decisions you're making. Let's actually look at Western society, and let's look at these women without fathers, and let's look at these women who don't listen to no man. What decisions are they making? Are they good for them? Are they good for society? Are they good for anybody?
If you like this video, you want me to do more, you want me to watch it for a little bit longer, or talk a little bit more about what I think that they're speaking on, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts were about what I said. And yeah, I appreciate the love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do your thing for the algorithm, right? Peace.